Welcome to the File Management Exam Review recording. So from your Blackboard Learning module, you want to open the practice review for the exam file management. And first we're going to open the PDF file, which gives us our instructions. Instead of starting with the IT 1010 folder, I'm going to use my desktop for this demonstration. So I'm going to right-click on my desktop, choose New Folder, and type my last name, underscore property, underscore management. Open that folder, and we're going to make another folder structure within the folder. So we're going to click New Folder, Apartment Buildings, New Folder, Office Buildings. Open the apartment buildings, and we want 3 cities in there: Denver, Farmington, and Silver City. Then I want to, now this is where I like to use my navigation pane over here. Notice how my navigation pane have all these folders that I've made along with files if there's files in the folders. If you don't have your expansion buttons, see how I clicked that little caret so that I can see the folders that are inside apartment buildings? Go to View, your navigation pane, and make sure this is checked, Expand Open Folder. Because now I can just click over here to Office Buildings, click New, type Albuquerque, click New Folder again, type Phoenix, and New Folder again, type Tucson. And again, on the left side of the navigation, if I expand, I can see all the folders that I've made. In each one of the city folders, they want to have a before and after folder. So I'm going to open Denver over to the left, click New Folder, type before, click New Folder again, and type after. So that I don't have to redo that in each city, I'm going to select those 2 folders, after and before, right click on them, copy, and I'm going to open Farmington from the navigation pane, right click on the right, and paste. Open Silver City, right click on the right and paste, and do the same for these last 3 cities. Now, over on the left in the navigation, notice I can expand each one of the cities, and I can see that I made a before and after in each one of the cities. Next, we're going to rename Silver City to Santa Fe. So I'm going to right click on Silver City, choose Rename, and type Santa Fe. Then we're going to open Word, a blank document, and we're going to type your first name and your last name, hit enter, and type before 1. Now this before 1 is going to go in the Santa Fe folder before subfolder. So we're going to do File Save As, and then I browse, browse. And over here again on the left, I can choose Apartment Buildings, open Santa Fe, and open the before folder. Click in the file name and type Santa Fe Project before 1 and save it. Now close Word, and when you open your Santa Fe before folder over here from the Windows Explorer or Files Explorer, you will see your file that you just saved. Make 2 copies of that file. Right click on the file, choose Copy, right click below it and paste, and right click below that and paste. We want to rename the 2 copies that we just made. So I'm going to right click and choose Rename on the first file, and I'm going to just select from the number 1 up to the period and type a 2. On this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Right click, rename, select from the 1 over through the before the period, and type a 3. I want to keep that docs so that the computer knows that it is Word. So we want to take the project 3 file and we want to move it to the after folder in Santa Fe. So I want to click on the before 3, and because I have this navigation pane, this is another thing that makes it really easy. I can just take this and drag it and drop it right in the after, and if you click after, there it is. So now I have the 1 and 2 in my before and this one in the after. So since we moved it to the after, we're going to right click and change the name, and I'm just going to select over the word before and select the number 3 because I want to rename it after 1. Now, since we named it after 1, we want to open it, and within Word, instead of it saying before 1, we want it to say after 1. And then we are going to click on the Save button at the top on the left, because we just want to make sure that this has been saved with the file name after and within it after. We want to leave this open because now we want to save this file to Farmington. So we're going to do File, Save As, Browse, and find the Farmington folder, and find the Farmington After folder. So I want to open it, and we're going to name this, instead of Santa Fe Project After 1, we want to name it Farmington Project After 1. And save. So now we have 2 files. I'm going to close Word, and we're going to look at the Farmington, and it wants us to move the whole Farmington folder to Office Buildings. So I'm going to right click on the Farmington. I'm going to cut because it wants us to move, open Office Buildings, and right click below these other cities and paste. Okay, so I'm going to drag and drop the Farmington. It's not letting me. It thinks I have a file open somewhere. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to go back once, and I think it worked. If I open Office Buildings, I want to have Farmington there. I'm going to close this whole thing so I can kind of reset. I'm not quite sure why it thinks I have something open. And then we'll go here, open Apartment Buildings, right click on Farmington, cut it. I'm going to go back, open Office Buildings, and paste. There we go. This time it works. Not sure why it gave us such a hard time. So now I'm going to go down to number 16. I'm going to start another video to start number 16, to be continued.